Good evening and welcome to the North Georgia GMRS Regional Net. Tonight we are live from Studio Vanguard and we are linked in with the following repeaters.
We're linked in with Buckhead, Jersey, Flagship, Zebulon, Watkinsville, Noonan, Lula, Toccoa, McDonough, Rome, Columbus, Peachtree, Dallas, Fort Mountain, White Oak Mountain, Cades Cove, Lookout Mountain, Mount Roosevelt, Chattanooga, Georgetown, and Ottawa.
Tonight, our RF coverage encompasses approximately 41,000 square miles. This net takes place every Thursday evening at 7:30 p.m. I would like to thank everyone who has made the North Georgia GMRS the most expansive and active GMRS network in the country. Your net control tonight is Atlanta 947, WQYR 514. My name is Julie.
And WRWM 344, Blue Ridge 63. My name is Mike.
And this is WSAL 368, Atlanta 263. My name is Rogers.
And that other guy, WQIR 514, Atlanta 946. My name is Justin.
On the net, you can talk about your day's activities, radio equipment, or anything you think we would like to hear. This is a family-based network, so we encourage you to get your family involved. Guest check-ins are welcome from anyone with a valid FCC call sign. Once the floor is open, it is permissible to address the other members of the net by their name or tactical unit number. Your FCC call sign is only required when you sign in and when you sign out of the net. Also, you can tune in to our YouTube channel and follow along, or even better, tune in after the net and hear how you sound to us right here in Studio Vanguard. Be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment so we know you are watching. These interactions mean the most to help our channel grow. So tonight's topic is volunteering.
Volunteering.
That's right. But before we get into that topic, I know that we have Dallas 20 and Dallas 21, Lisa and David, waiting to get on tonight. So there is some sad news that we would like to share because this individual was deeply loved by so many. So Dallas 20, Dallas 21, Lisa, David, are you out there?
Hello everyone, this is Dallas 20, WRKT 728, and
this is Dallas 21, WRKT 728.
Just wanted to let everyone know, we've made a couple posts on Facebook, and there may have been some things leading up to it, but this past Saturday, my mom, Belinda Lummis, passed away at 6 a.m. from complications to numerous things. But she passed away at 6 a.m. And the funeral is this coming up Saturday, and the memorial starts at 10 a.m. and the service begins at 11 at Clark
Funeral Home in Hiram.
Yes.
I don't have the address in front of me, but I believe Mike might have it in the announcements.
There we go. It's Clark's Funeral Home. The address is 4373 Atlanta Highway, Hiram, Georgia.
And anybody and everybody is welcome to join. Let's break for a second.
So, just wanted to let everyone know that, one of the things we wanted to really say was, thank you to North Georgia GMRS, because there has been multiple rabbit holes we've missed, multiple Saturday luncheons we've missed, and people have really stepped up.
I want to say thank you to Dana for stepping up for that one rabbit hole. I understand that the other one was. I'm losing my words here.
It was postponed.
Yes, thank you. And that's okay. That
was actually
okay.
perfect. He said on the Facebook page, in light of the news, out of respect.
Yeah,
so
that's perfectly okay. But I do want to thank Dana for taking over. One thing I just want to share a couple of memories, just real briefly. Let's break for a second. She really loved doing Mom's Time. She really enjoyed it. The luncheons, the West Side luncheons, she loved going to those because of the conversations that she had with, there's several people. I'm going to miss some people, and I apologize, but there was, Denise and Ed and Hal and Robbie, Casey, and Brooke, and several others. Josh, yes, there's Josh. And she really enjoyed the fellowship with all of you at the West Side luncheons. She met many people when we had the Rabbit Hole Cookout. She really loved that. She talked with Julie a lot that day. When we left, she said, "Who was?" She said, "I can't remember her name. What was her name?" I said, "That's Julie. That's Justin's wife." She said, "Oh, she is so nice." I said, "She sure is." I said, "They're all our brothers and sisters." And one thing that I'm really thankful for is that we did get her on the air, on the live stream rather, for a couple of her Mom's Times, and that way, it'll be nice to look back on those times. And just one more thing, I wanted to relay a message from Seth. He said to tell everyone, thank you for your prayers and your messages from
a lot of the family members. Let us break.
Sorry. From the bottom of our hearts, we thank you all so much.
So, we talk about North Georgia GMRS being a family, and it has really shown that we are, with the texts, the calls, a lot of the support we've gotten it's been very strong. So if you would like to come and join us,
please do so.
It's this Saturday at Clark's Funeral Home in Hiram.
The visitation is at 10, and the service begins at 11.
And you can look it up on Google Maps is the best way, but you can look up Clark's Funeral Home in Hiram, and it's got her information on the website there. Pictures, sign-in books, and things like that, to where you can make a comment if you would like. So we really appreciate the support, guys. It really means a lot.
We love you so much, everybody. We love you.
All right. Now back to net control.
Well, thank you for sharing that, David and Lisa. We're all going to miss Belinda very much. She has definitely touched so many people's lives, and as I've shared before, she just didn't know a stranger. If you had the privilege of talking to her, you would have felt as though, you were friends forever with her. And she will deeply be missed, and she was a very important part of North Georgia GMRS and the whole thing that this club embodies, and that's, we want you to get your family involved. And she got involved, and she's touched many people's lives through it. So thank you for sharing. With that, we'll go ahead and move on to announcements. Mike?
Before we do, I just want to draw attention. We have on the North Georgia GMRS Facebook page, we have linked in our featured section Lisa's post. So that's a quick and easy way to find information about the memorial service and the information about the funeral home. So Lisa's post is right there, featured at the top of our page, and you can go there, click on the image there, and that'll take you right to the Clark Funeral Home, and there's information there about the address and the visitation hours and the service time and et cetera. So lots of data available right there on the North Georgia GMRS Facebook page related to the funeral services. I just wanted to throw that in there.
We're going to break. One moment.
Who's Keith? All right, we'll jump into announcements. Good evening, everyone. This is Blue Ridge 63, WRWM 344. My name is Mike, live from Studio Vanguard. I've got a section here about the arrangements this Saturday. I think we've fairly well gotten you all the details. Again, if you do need more information, our Facebook page has the latest and a link to the Sam Clark Chapel website where you can view the service information for Belinda. The address is 4373 Atlanta Highway in Hiram. With that, I'll move on and tell you about some other upcoming gatherings this week that are right around the corner. Write these down if you're interested. These meetups are a great way to meet fellow members in and around your area. Atlanta 924 Billy has taken the initiative to put together a new lunch meetup for folks in the Jasper, LJ, and Canton areas. It'll be at the Biggins Barbecue. The first one will be Saturday, August 16th at 11:30 a.m. All family and guests are invited. The restaurant's located on Highway 515 between Jasper and LJ. If you've got any questions, reach out to Atlanta 924 Billy on the air. And if you have a North Georgia GMRS shirt, don't forget to wear it. The Peachtree Corners Brunch Bunch just had their July meetup this past weekend. Rogers tells me it was a great time. He got to meet some new faces or put some faces with some names he's met on the radio.
I did. It was good. I met Atlanta 710 Scott. So it was great to meet him and shake his hand. We're Simplex buddies.
Yeah, you guys met on the Simplex challenge, right?
Right.
Very, very cool. So that's what these events are for, right? Meet people on the air and then meet them in real life at one of these lunch meetups. So the next one will be the third Saturday of August. You can reach out to Pamela, Atlanta 849, if you have any further questions or need more information. Excuse me. The Northeast Bunch will be having their monthly lunch meetup at the Roosters Cafe in Dahlonega, Wednesday, July 30th. That's next Wednesday, a week from yesterday, at 11 a.m. As always, all current and future members are welcome. If you need more information, get a hold of Bobby, Atlanta 403, or Joe, Gainesville 44. The next West Side Luncheon will be Saturday, August 9th at 11 a.m. at the Taco Mac. The address is 2650 Dallas Highway in Marietta. You can join the Rabbit Hole crew there and enjoy some good food and great fellowship. The Kennesaw Gathering is having their next Meet and Geek on Tuesday, August 12th at noon at the Old Town Grill on Cobb Parkway. It's right around the corner from the McCollum Airport in Kennesaw. And once again, the team is providing their Meet and Geek radio test bench, so if you need any help with radios, programming, updating your code plugs, if you've got issues that you need to resolve, Atlanta 557 Ed will be around and available to help you work through those things. If you need help with programming, let Ed know ahead of time by sending an email to wrqg806@gmail.com. If you're planning to show up and need some help, that way he can make sure he has the right software and radio programming cables available. Please note the Ladies Roundtable will not be hosted in August, but please feel free to gather on the air and engage in a roundtable conversation as you normally would on Monday, August 4th at 8 p.m. We'll go ahead and get this on your calendars. It's a little ways out, but don't forget the Chattanooga Ham Fest 2025 is happening Friday, October 3rd and Saturday, October 4th. The Chattanooga Amateur Radio Club and the North Georgia GMRS Network have joined together to host this at a new spectacular venue called The Colonnade in Ringgold, Georgia. You can visit the website for more information at hamfestchattanooga.net for more information. Again, that's hamfestchattanooga.net. That's it. If you have any questions, comments, or news to share, send an email to justin@nggmrs.org, and we'll get them in one of the upcoming programs. All right, Julie, back to you.
All right. Thank you for all that, Mike. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this week's tips. So again, today's topic is volunteering. There are so many organizations that strive to make people's lives in our communities better, but they really rely on the help of volunteers to achieve the greatest impact. Did you know there is a huge decline in volunteers? In fact, according to the U.S. Census Bureau and AmeriCorps, volunteering is at its lowest rate over the last 30 years. And I get it. Many of us lead very busy lives and just feel like we don't have the capacity to squeeze in one more thing. But we all know if we are passionate about something, we will definitely make the time for that activity. Is there a cause that is near and dear to your heart? Do you want to make a difference in your community? There are many nonprofit organizations to get involved with, ranging from animal rescues, homeless shelters, food and clothing pantries. There's veteran services, foster and respite care, work days with the parks and recs, home building marathons, tutoring. I mean, I can go on and on.
You just did.
Yeah, I know. I personally have been involved in many different volunteering activities over the years. This gig is a volunteer activity for all of us that are here. And quite honestly, this would not run the way that it does if it wasn't for the fact that we have so many willing people to come alongside of us and give of their time and their talents. So I know for me, I find great fulfillment when I get involved, and that it's no surprise to me that research shows that good health and volunteering actually go hand in hand. It gives a person a sense of purpose, and it connects you with your community, and it gives you an opportunity to become a difference maker in the lives of those around you. When I first got involved, I went into it initially thinking that I wanted to bless those around me through the giving of my time, when in all actuality, I found that I was the one blessed by the experience. So we don't have to look far to see the problems around us. So my challenge to you is to embody the change we want to see and get involved with the solutions. These are just a few of my new user tips and operating procedures, and I hope you'll tune in next week for my next episode. And remember, if you have any questions or suggestions for new user tips and operating procedures, send me a note at julie@nggmrs.org. We are North Georgia GMRS Network. And with that, I think we are going to move on. Do you have anything you'd like to add?
No, I think at this time we're going to continue on with check-ins. We've got quite a list of early check-ins already, but with that, we'll continue on with check-ins, and we'll get things started here very shortly. First, let's start with any repeater other than Flagship. We'll see if the 7:30 crew can follow instructions, because the 7 o'clock guys clearly cannot. But let's see what we've got. Net control standing by for check-ins from any repeater other than Flagship. Yes. You can escape. Yikes.
What is that? Is that him or is that the...
I don't know.
Put it halfway.
All right, let me just jump in here real quick. That Peachtree user that just tried to check in, that was way overmodulated. So we couldn't. All we could hear. It was just garbage. So I'm not sure if it's mic gain. I don't know where that trouble is at. Let's see if anybody else is on the Peachtree repeater, and see how the Peachtree machine sounds. And I know Houston checked in. No, he was on Buckhead. Let's see how Peachtree is sounding. Anybody else able to check in on the Peachtree repeater? Net control standing by. All right, we're not hearing anyone checking in on Peachtree. So, user, if you can check in on a different repeater, that might be helpful. I don't know if it's trouble with your station or if it's trouble with the repeater, but we'll have to do some troubleshooting and see what we can figure out. If you can try another repeater or just try that check in again.
This is Atlanta 350, who just tried to check in on Peachtree. I'm on Buckhead. Is this any better? Whiskey Sierra Hotel Golf 331.
Yeah, Atlanta 350, that was much better. We'll have to have our engineers take a look at Peachtree. I know that a lot of hardware was changed there recently. It could very well be that our gains are messed up. So I trust you've been monitoring on Peachtree. Does Peachtree sound okay coming to you?
Yeah, that's affirmative. Everybody's clear as a bell. Really good audio quality.
All right, I'm going to make a note and pass that on to our engineer and see if he can make an adjustment on the gain there, and get that working correctly. We've got you in the log. Are you in or in and out?
Atlanta 350 will be in and out, and I appreciate all your efforts.
All right.
I've got him in there.
All right, let's continue with check-ins. Any repeater other than flagship?
Is Sierra India Tango 925. Steve on the Thomaston repeater.
He checked in earlier. Where is he?
We didn't have a name for him earlier.
No, he didn't give me a name. There he is.
Oh, is that the wrong one, Justin? No, this is the right one. Can you scroll down here?
This is Atlanta 317, WSHF 269, checking in and checking out on Buckhead.
This is Atlanta 255, WSAM 586, checking in on Lula.
This is WSGS 735 Noonan 40. This is Orestes in Palmetto, Georgia. Noonan 40, I failed to mention I'll be in and out.
He's watching us on YouTube. That's fantastic. Thanks, Orestes. That helps. All right, let me go ahead and acknowledge this round of check-ins, and also there's a handful of YouTube check-ins. We've got Gainesville 58. Mr. Simplex from Oakwood is in and out tonight. We have WRQE 398R Ferguson from Hayesville, Kansas is a YouTube check-in. Gainesville 63 Willard in Homer, also a YouTube check-in. We have WSAI 254, Kay's wife. Kai's wife.
That's what she said in the comments.
Mrs. Kai's
Mrs.
wife.
Kai. Yeah.
Welcome. Glad to have you hanging out with us. We have Columbus 25 Peter in West Point, a YouTube check-in. Atlanta 830 Arthur in Dawsonville, also a YouTube check-in. Atlanta 256 Chuck in Dawsonville is a YouTube check-in, and also, by way of relay, Atlanta 256.1 somehow is an RF check-in, but Chuck was a YouTube check-in. I think there might be...
Oh, hold on. I'll check the box. There
we
go.
There might be a missing checkbox somewhere.
Holly was also a YouTube check-in.
Oh, there we go. And also on YouTube, we have Atlanta 927 Connie in Buford. And back to RF, we have Atlanta 350 Ted in Tucker, in and out. We have guest check-in from WSIT 925. Steve is in and out. Atlanta 317 David in Sandy Springs is in and out. Atlanta 255 Jennifer in Dawsonville is in tonight. And Noonan 40 Orestes in Palmetto in and out.
I do have a quick update to the WSAI 254. Her name is Chanel.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot for hanging out with us tonight, Chanel. Glad to have you along. And, yeah, very good. Let's continue with check-ins from any repeater anywhere, including the flagship machine.
This is WSGR 903 Atlanta 121. Having some radio issues, so I'm going to be in and out tonight.
This is WROB 245 Atlanta 848 Ernest in Duluth in and out, and Atlanta 849 Pamela also in Duluth in and out. Thank you, everyone. Have a great net.
This is WRYZ 968 Gainesville 100 Randall in Buford. Check me in and check me out.
This is WSHN 798 Atlanta 229. Todd in Loganville, checking in, checking out.
All right, let me go ahead and acknowledge this round of check-ins, and I'll stall for just a little bit while Mike catches up on any remaining YouTube check-ins. We have Atlanta 121 Rex in Dawsonville is in and out. Atlanta 848 Ernest in Duluth is in and out. And Atlanta 849 Pamela in Duluth in and out. But Pamela finally let Ernest come on the radio and talk.
He got to talk tonight.
Yeah, you know, I've heard Ernest on the radio just a little bit here lately, so that's nice to hear you back on the air. He's been busy hamming it up here, I think.
Okay.
For the season, but maybe he's going to be back and hang out with us some more. Glad to hear you on the air, Ernest. Next, we have Gainesville 100 Randall in Buford is in and out. Atlanta 229 Todd in Loganville. And we have on YouTube a guest check-in. It's just Tim listening in from Kentucky. Glad to have you along. You don't actually have to have a call sign.
Nope.
If you're checking in on YouTube, which is kind of nice. And of course, you don't have to have a call sign if you're listening to us with a radio somewhere in our coverage area. But it's hard to check in if you don't have a valid FCC call sign. We don't require check-ins to have a tactical unit number. We kind of hope that people that are hearing us maybe for the first time or for a handful of times will go ahead and take the opportunity to check in with us and get a feel for how the radio works on the network. And we'd like for people to know and have confidence that their radio is going to serve them well before they contribute to the network. We do expect regular users to make a contribution and become a part of the membership of North Georgia GMRS. But we do welcome brand new folks and people that are passing through the area to use the network and check it out. So that's what we have at this time for check-ins, and I think with that we're going to move to the top of the roster, if I can find that, and we'll check in with the audience here and see what your thoughts are with volunteers. Let me break. So this net was originally intended to be kind of our volunteer drive, our kickoff for Jeep Fest, and it still kind of is, right? So even though Vanguard's not going to be at Jeep Fest this year, we do hope that a lot of the North Georgia GMRS members that are going to Jeep Fest will continue to use the network and report trail conditions and report any status that you find. We have not yet determined whether or not we're going to have a net operations active during Jeep Fest. But if we do, it'll be from right here in Woodstock, or it may be from Mount Olympus, or it may be from some location other than the grounds of Jeep Fest. The amount of work that it takes to mobilize Vanguard versus what we get out of that, it's just not equitable. So we in years past, if we added up all of our Jeep Fest new members together, it's probably around a dozen.
Really?
It's not that many. So when you consider that we don't draw that many new members out of it, versus how much time and money we put into putting on the event, we think we can support Jeep Fest adequately without making such a large investment. And so that's, I think, what our plan's going to be this year. We'll make the network available to all the Jeep users, and we may or may not have a net control operator. That's still kind of in the air. But we won't be on the grounds, and I don't think we really need to be. The amount of interface that we did in person was pretty minimal, so there was some, but we can still make those things happen with text messaging and alternative communications means if necessary. So we have the technology. Are you going to Jeep Fest?
Last year was my first time at Jeep Fest, and it was really fun.
Yep.
It was fun. I had a great time. It almost made me want to get a Jeep, seeing the Jeeps go through the mud and do this and that and the trails. So I don't know. I may go back, but it was fun, though.
Julie had a Jeep, but her Jeep was a pavement princess. There's no way she would have allowed the Jeep to get that much mud. And some of those guys just have so much mud and fun, and it's almost synonymous. So the sheer joy that you see on the faces of the people coming off the trails, coming back from the trails. Watching Joe and Bobby.
Oh, yeah.
The excitement they had in going out to the trails and just the energy that they had coming back after they were on the trails. It was a lot of fun just seeing that. So those are the two that I was able to see the most in relationship to operating on the trails. And so that was a lot of fun. But so, as I said, this was originally intended to be our volunteer drive. they're still going to be looking for lots of volunteers on the Jeep Fest ground. So if you want to go and you want to serve at a trailhead, or you want to get involved in that in some way, let us know, and we'll pass your information on to the officials at Jeep Fest that these are North Georgia GMRS volunteers that want to contribute. So plug them in. And so there's still going to need people at the trailheads. They're still going to need people operating radios and engaging with the public. And for those of you that are going to be operating Jeeps, we're going to have a net. Conveniently enough, we're going to have a net on Thursday night when they have the night ride. Let's break. So we'll orient that net towards the night ride, and so any of you that are in the night ride that would like to check in and report from the trails and from the scene, that's always fun and exciting to engage in until it rains. And sometimes the rain is its own excitement.
Yeah,
but
they're not going to let that slow them down.
Yeah, well, it happens. What are you going to do? Hopefully, we get the. I really feel like we should start the night ride when it begins getting dark and not wait until it is, because I think we'd have a lot more people have a chance to get on a trail, and it'll be dark by the time they're done. So. And hopefully we get more riders out there before the rain comes.
Yeah.
But it just, it seems like we never get the night ride completely done. So hopefully this year it'll be different, and everybody will have a chance to ride the trail Thursday night. And then, Friday and Saturday when folks are out on the trails, when you come back from your trail ride, if you want to come on the air and report what trail you were on and the condition of the trail over the air, you can call out to another Jeep operator that you're aware of, or just make a call out over the air. We'll make an exception for the weekend for the undirected traffic rule, because I think that it's important information to convey and to share. And I'd love to, there's a lot of people that told us during the Jeep Fest operations how much fun they had just tuning in and listening to what was going on. Even though we weren't broadcasting continuously through the day, coming on every so often to talk about various announcements and news and events that were going on just amped up people that couldn't be there and made them feel like they were connected to it in some way. So if you'll do that, we can still maintain that connection and that excitement throughout the network. And I hope that is something that works out this year. So even though we're not going to be on the grounds, I think we'll still have some level of support for Jeep Fest. So I'm not going to record volunteers, but I do hope that we get plenty of them there. Let me break. One thing that we will be looking for volunteers for will be a number of volunteers will be needed to help out with the Chattanooga North Georgia GMRS Fest. It'll be the first GMRS Fest that I'm aware of anywhere. We're hosting this in cooperation with the Chattanooga Amateur Radio Club, and in partnership and cooperation and so on and so forth. However, the Chattanooga Amateur Radio Club is doing most of the work with most of the volunteers. I'd like to be able to show up and shoulder to shoulder and be able to have, the same level of volunteer support from the GMRS side as what gets provided from the amateur radio side. So
how many volunteers do we need for that?
All of them. I want all the volunteers.
All the volunteers.
Yeah.
Come one, come all.
Yes. So, it really boils down to there's a lot of things that need to be done. We need people that can man the ticket booth. We need people that can empty garbage bags and handle the trash. We need vendors. We need people to assist with the vendors and getting people to the right tables, things of that nature. We need people to kind of monitor the parking lots and make sure that things are going well out there. We're going to need people to kind of walk around in the boneyard area, make sure that all the vendors are properly vetted, that they've paid to be a vendor, that kind of thing.
I don't know why, but I thought you were going to say to make sure all the vendors are vendoring.
Well,
I don't know why, but
there is that.
That sounds like something you would say.
If you're going to be a vendor, you had better vendor.
Yeah, you got to do the vendor.
If you can't vendor, then don't even be a vendor. I can go on all night.
Oh, what have I done?
I have been trained professionally to speak at meetings and not say anything. So this is
yes,
this is easy for me. But there we go. So if you're able to come on out to the Chattanooga Amateur, excuse me, Chattanooga Amateur Radio Club / North Georgia GMRS Fest at the Colonnade in Ringgold, and I'll tell you, the Colonnade is a really cool. This is our first time there, and what a beautiful facility that is for a bunch of radio nerds to hang out in. So.
And just real quick, while we're on this topic, the dates for that, again, are Friday, October 3rd, and Saturday, October 4th. So if someone's going to volunteer to come and help out, when should they let you know by? I mean, obviously as soon as possible, but is there a deadline?
Well, I mean, probably I need to know by October 2nd.
Okay, day before.
So we're going to be...
You've got a little while.
We've got some things in the area, but historically at the Chattanooga Amateur Radio Hamfest, when it was in Chattanooga, it was actually in East Ridge.
Yeah.
When we went up there, we would go up on Thursday night and we would set up Vanguard. One time we set up in one of the exhibition halls, but we would set up and perform a net from the grounds at the facility. I'm not 100% sure that we're going to do that, but if we can make that happen, we'll need some help getting things set up Thursday afternoon. Let's break. And in preparation, we'll need to do some testing to make sure that we have the bandwidth that we need to be able to live stream from the venue. And if we can't live stream, then we will dead stream.
Not stream.
We'll transmit over the radio.
RF.
That'll be rough.
RF stream.
So the RF stream is an absolute. We know we can do that. We don't know if we'll have the bandwidth for video, but we're sure going to try, and I think that'll be a lot of fun. And even if we don't have the bandwidth for video, we'll record, and then we'll make the video available after the fact.
Are we going to have more of those sessions and seminars and things like that?
Well, in fact, we are. I've already signed up a few of our members, so I've voluntold Ed, Atlanta 557, and I believe Ed has a presentation prepared for Meshtastic.
Awesome.
I've also asked Atlanta 255 to come and make a presentation. I'm not entirely sure what her presentation is going to be, but I am sure that it will be informative and interesting.
You might end up leaving with a pocket carry paper GMRS antenna. Or something of the like.
She said something about dipole.
Okay.
So, but dipole could mean a lot of things.
Right.
I think that whatever it is, we're going to learn a lot about antennas and the making thereof. So, and then I've also, I haven't voluntold, but they're on my list to voluntel.
Mm-hmm.
David and Lisa for radios and preparedness.
I think that's great.
So I think that they'll put on a great presentation, and I've also offered myself to put on a presentation on Friday for it'll be just general GMRS stuff. So questions.
So you voluntold the others, but you did volunteer yourself.
Yeah, I got to step up too.
Yeah.
And Mike, if you're available, I'm sure a lot of people would like to know about radios and chickens.
There's not an enormous intersection of the two, actually. I guess that gives me a couple months to come up with one.
Yeah, I think that you're missing out on the APRS function.
Do you want me to? Oh, we could APRS the chickens?
Yes.
To keep track of their...
Then you would know what the flock they were doing.
Okay, I'll work on that. I'll work on something.
All right.
We've got Ed in the comments, and because we're voluntolding Ed about the Meshtastic session, he wants to know if he's going to be out of the penalty box for his early check-in on Flagship, and I think we could certainly let him out of the penalty box.
Was he in the penalty box?
He was a Flagship early check-in.
Okay, all right.
I told him he's forgiven, but I think if you're voluntolding him, then...
Yeah, I wasn't really keeping score. In fact, I've already forgotten who was and who wasn't. Except for Dana. I haven't forgotten Dana. Dana will find his way out, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that works. I think that I think you're covered there.
We've also got volunteers in the comments to bring Starlink in case we need a backup internet service for the live feed. So already getting some volunteers.
I like it. We have been successful at using Starlink for linking the node for the audio part of our program. We have not been successful using Starlink for live streaming. Let's break. But we certainly would be willing to give it a solid go. I don't know yet whether we will have access to internet from the facility from outdoors. So that's something we'll have to explore once we get up there. Thursday night is kind of outside of our contracted time for the venue. Our time really starts Friday morning for vendors to come in and start setting up. I don't know what time doors open for that, but it's ahead of the show time at 8. So the vendors will be able to get in a little bit early to set up, and then the Hamfest will start on Friday. So if you're thinking about waiting until Saturday to check out the Hamfest, you'll be coming in after the best deals are already gone. So just bear in mind that this was a Friday, Saturday gig.
So speaking of best deals, is this such a fest that there will be ham license testing going on? Is that a service that's going to be offered?
I'm pretty sure that it will. I haven't specifically asked about that, so
we should find that out.
Yeah, I think we can find that out through the course of the evening. We come back to that here in just a little while. Here's the answer.
Oh.
Yes.
It's coming to us live.
Yes, we will have ham testing, and I'm told there will be plenty of bandwidth, and we're good to go.
All right.
So yeah.
So live streaming is a go, and if you want to sit for your technician or an upgrade to your technician, we'll have that too.
We'll have that too. So I believe.
All right.
Well, I don't want to get in front of this, but I believe that not only will the testing be available, but I think the fees will be surprisingly low.
Very good.
So.
Very good.
All right then. Apparently there's somebody that knows something listening to us. So be on your best behavior. All right.
Aren't we always? No.
Let me break. Okay, so with that, let's go as promised to the top of our roster and see if we can. You know, I had that image here a minute ago, but I don't know what I did with it. Atlanta 403. Bobby, do you have any plans for Hamfest? Do you have any plans for Jeep Fest? And what volunteer roles? I know you do some. Tell me a little bit about how you volunteer and how it relates to radio.
Hey guys, what's up? Hey, I volunteer one of you three to get on a timeout timer because you've timed out the color 2 or 3 times already. But
hold us to it, Bobby.
Probably doing Jeep Fest. That's up to Joe here. He's nodding his head yes, so we'll probably be at Jeep Fest. And I don't think I'll be able to make the 4-hour trip up to Dalton or wherever that Hamfest is. That's kind of a long ways to go. So I don't think I'll be at that. But I'll be at the one in Lawrenceville
Chuck
in
can pick 'em
November.
up.
But that's a whole different story. And yeah, most of my volunteer time is spent with my CERT team over here in White County. Yeah, helping out the firemen and stuff. So White County CERT, and yeah, that's 90% of my volunteering would be that.
Good stuff, Bobby. And the image we have up for you has you wearing your CERT hat. So good stuff, and appreciate your service there. So there are lots of ways that you can volunteer in radio specifically, but you know, volunteering doesn't necessarily have to involve radio. All right, so there's a million things that you can do right around your neighborhood that qualifies. For instance. Before those houses were built right there on the corner by where Walmart is, that used to be a wooded area, and it was that area was, there were no residences right there on the corner, And so coming into the neighborhood, that area collected a lot of trash. And I would go down there every couple of weeks with a garbage bag and one of those little handheld picker-upper things, and just go pick up the trash. Take me half an hour, and I do it once every couple of weeks, and come back with a bag full of garbage and make it look nice again. And nobody ever asked me to do that. Twice somebody would stop and thank me for doing that. I never saw anybody else go over there to pick up the trash. So I always thought that was interesting, that no one else was bothered enough to pick it up. But nonetheless, it's just one of those things that if you see something that needs to be done, sometimes you just have to go do it.
And with you saying that makes me think about, we're talking about volunteerism. If you see something that irks you, maybe, do something about it, and like you just did with the trash and everything. But also on the flip side, if you have something that you're very excited about, like radio or anything like that, still volunteer. And so there's two sides of the coin. It doesn't always have to be something that you love. Right. It can be something that you don't love and you just want to see a change.
Well, one thing I've learned about amateur radio is that there's always a way to incorporate radio into the things that you love. Like, for instance, APRS or some kind of radio tracker on a chicken.
I was waiting.
Or a remote control that would open and close the coop at day and night, so that when the birds go in at night, you can close that door and keep them safe inside.
I do have one of those. It's got a solar cell on it that can sense sun luminosity, I think is the technical word. Yeah. So it does open and close. It's non-functional though. It doesn't work right now. I need to fix it. Okay. But that does exist.
Yeah. And there can be all kinds of ways to automate that with an Arduino or with a Raspberry Pi, or just relay contacts on some kind of a radio remote.
To Bobby's point, could we automate a PTT timer?
The technology exists.
Weren't you working on that this week?
And currently, all right, so here's what I have. I have a device that
You've got 20 seconds before the PTT timer.
Well, let me just reset it right now. So, in theory, I'm going to have to get this thing down here and get it connected into the system. But I believe that the PTT circuit will trigger this device to start a 3-minute counter. And when the 3 minutes have elapsed, the device will close relay contacts. Mm-hmm. And in that box right beside you is a little red light.
This box?
Yeah. No, the other box. Do you see that? Yeah. There's a red light. It's on top of the. It's back in there underneath. I see it. Yeah. So we'll use this red light to. And it's actually a rotating LED.
It's like a police one from.
Yeah, but it's cheesy. But that light will come on when the 3-minute timer has expired. So don't know where we'll locate it. Probably up here near this one, so that everybody can see it. But I'm working on it. It might work. Well, as long as I can make it trigger, then I think we'll be good.
We'll have to get the engineer to bless that.
Yeah.
Right? Or help us out with it, or
I'm just gonna go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
Coming to a studio near you.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. If it works the way that I believe it will, then Bobby's wish will continue to be ignored, but the light will tell us. Bobby, did you have anything else before we move on?
No, that's a pretty good one. We're watching it on YouTube, and you're going from nothing to total overkill, but that's the North Georgia GMRS way. So I was going to say just make flux capacitor flux a little when it's timer time, but that works too. The nuclear leak radiation detector thing, that works pretty good too. So that's all I got for you. Back to you, Net Control.
Well, for just a couple of dollars more, I could have got the Chinesium LED rotating light with a buzzer in it. I don't know if there was a klaxon version available or not, but that is what I would think of as overkill. I think what this is, this $13 light that Mike's holding in his hands is just about right, and it's it's $13 beyond what my North Georgia GMRS budget is for this year, but I think if I squeeze that in on my next expense report, I might be able to get half the money back. We'll see what happens.
Hey, I just had an idea. Do you
Yeah?
still have that battery over there?
Oh,
That's a
this-
12 volt. This is a
this
12
battery?
volt. Let's see if we can give a live demo.
So Mike is going to attempt to connect this strobe light to my $19.95 8 amp hour LiFePO battery.
And if
we
you're
talked
watching
about
on
this battery last week, so we need to give a follow up to it.
yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see all the behind the scenes live right now.
Yeah, so there you go.
Look
What do you
at
think?
that.
Oh, it works.
What do you think, Bobby? Is that approved?
Hang on, there's a little delay on YouTube. I'm waiting for it to come up.
It's about to come up.
It's like 20 seconds.
All right. Well, there's $19.95 worth of LiFePO right there. I think what that is a regular plastic battery case that you would use like for a sealed lead acid battery with about 8 to 10 ounces of plaster in the bottom of it and a pair of 18650 cells. What do you think?
I'm betting there's 18650 cells in here.
Yeah.
We'll have to tear it open at some point.
We are going to open this up. Probably not tonight, but we are going to open it up. And if it turns out to be an actual LiFePO battery, we will report as such. But what do you think, Bobby? I don't think it's going to be a LiFePO.
Nah, I don't think either. How heavy is it? Does it weigh enough?
I mean, it's not heavy, but LiFePO batteries aren't.
Yeah. It seems like it's about. I tell you, it's a lot heavier.
We're not on the switch. Oh.
It seems like it's about, I don't know, it's about the right weight for LiFePO.
It might be,
but all the weight's in the bottom of the battery, like it's somebody put plaster in them. I saw that once on a teardown video, so I bet that's what we've got. We'll find out. For $20, I thought it was amusing, and we'll just we'll see. We'll find out what it is. But good stuff, Bobby. Let's see. I've lost my log. Here we go. Looks like next on the list is Atlanta 575 Jason from Mableton. Jason, do you have any radio volunteering or non-radio volunteering things you'd like to talk about?
I don't have any radio volunteering, but I do have some non-radio volunteering. At my church, we do a lot of volunteering in the community. There's a lot of elderly people in the neighborhood, so we'll offer to give them rides if they don't drive anymore. Stop them off to the grocery store, things like that. My cousin lives down near Savannah, and from time to time he goes to some of the county schools that are there. If their IT department is overwhelmed and they have too many old computers or laptops that need repair work, he'll go in there and assist, and sometimes he'll ask me and say, hey, come down this weekend and give me a hand. So I'll take a trip down to Savannah and go down there and help him with repairing old computers, laptops, getting them back on their feet, getting them caught up on a lot of their backlog IT stuff.
Well, that's one of those skills that's always in demand. There's always a need for IT stuff. We have a need for IT stuff around here. I've got some fiber to pull. I need to figure out what we're going to do for router in the new studio. Figure out some of the cable routing and stuff that's going to be in there. So I was looking at that just the other day at some of the cable paths and trying to figure out how I want to route some of that, and 20 or so cable runs from where the switch is going to be located to the various places within the studio that I think we're going to want a wired connection to, and then it occurred to me that why don't we just pull, instead of 20 runs of Cat 5, why don't we just pull one run of fiber?
Yeah.
And add another switch.
Put a switch in, yep.
So I think that's probably what's going to happen. That'll make wiring a lot simpler, and I think it will make our throughput, our bandwidth better in the long run. So not everything is wired. Some of the stuff can be run off of Wi-Fi, but I just don't want to saturate the Wi-Fi environment. We're kind of saturated in here with Wi-Fi. With some of these computers and the iPad, some of these devices are Wi-Fi, and everybody that brings a phone in here, there's no cellular coverage inside here at all.
Mm-mm.
It's a Faraday cage, so cellular just does not penetrate this space. Therefore, if your phone works in here at all, it's because it's working on a Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's right.
And so we do have some IT needs around here, so we might need to tap into that. But that's one of those things there's always a demand for. So glad to know that you're able to help out with that. You were talking about. Let me break before I go into that. You were talking about volunteering at your church. Your signal was a little bit noisy, and I didn't hear specifically what you were doing at the church. But I remember, back in Fort Wayne, I used to run sound at church, and as a volunteer gig, that was a task that started at 6 a.m. to get things ready for rehearsal that started at 7, to get things ready for first service or second rehearsal, however you wanted to look at it, at 9:30, and then finally to put on the show at 11. And I oftentimes was still there at 2:00, tidying things up, wrapping things up, getting things shut down, taking batteries out of microphones. It was literally a full day's worth of work. Except the hours weren't as good as my paying job. So someone once asked me how I liked working, sound for the church, and I'd often commented that the hours weren't as good, but the benefits were better.
Ah, that's good. That's a good retort.
So, in any case, that was. I don't do it anymore for a couple of reasons. I'm an old analog guy, and good luck finding live sound analog anywhere today.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really, really intimidated by the new digital consoles, although I'm feeling more confident that what is out there now is way better than what was out there, 10 and 15 years ago. So those consoles, you get lost in the menu. You're trying to make an adjustment quickly. With a conventional analog console, whatever channel you want, whatever knob you want, it's there. It's in a grid pattern. It's easy to find. If you've got to navigate a menu to get to a setting, it's too late.
It's kind of like what they're doing with cars these days. That's a whole nother soapbox I could get on.
Right.
Putting everything on the screens and putting screens everywhere, and it's. Ugh.
But the probably the most important thing that you do in live sound is you're bringing levels up to where everything is balanced and you can hear, but you always have to be concerned about a ring or feedback.
Yeah.
And so when feedback develops, it always starts off as a ringing sound. And if you know what to listen for, you can hear it before anybody else does. And to be able to access the right EQ on the right channel to be able to bring that down is something that's you have to know intuitively what to do to do that. And with the console that you have to navigate menus through to be able to get to a setting, that's what my concern always was. But digital feedback control now is so good that's almost not even a thing anymore.
Oh.
So that is one of the things that really impresses me and the other thing I like about the digital feedback control is that I can't hear it. Back in the 90s when we had digital signal processing, I could always hear the artifacts. I could hear the pixelation of the sound. Let's break. And, nobody else seemed to ever hear that. But it just made me crazy because hearing that stuff, that crunchiness that comes into that audio. Now, my ears aren't anywhere near as good today as they were 30 years ago. But being able to hear things like that really, really made me shy away from digital. But it's come a long way. It's prime time now.
Okay.
So,
Gonna have to teach the old dog some new tricks.
I don't know. I kind of like my old tricks, but there are some possibilities that exist.
Are you gonna put a digital board in Studio B?
Probably not.
No. Okay.
Probably not, because that would be, as Bobby says, overkill. We just don't have.
Yeah.
We just don't have the processing
requirements
for that. It's just simple microphone audio, and we're not driving anything, with a threshold of feedback. So I think we're good. But good stuff, Jason. And I guess, let me know if you're interested in contributing to any of the IT efforts for the new Studio B that is currently under construction. We got a piece of fiber that we need to pull. We've got a bunch of duct in the ground, so that should be an easy pull. But all of those tasks are coming. Next on the list, we have Atlanta 557 Ed in Kennesaw. Ed, are you still going to do the forum at Chattanooga Hamfest? And probably there'll be an opportunity to do it at Stone Mountain as well if you're interested.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. That'll be one of my volunteer activities. And then also, since I retired 2 years ago, I've been busy volunteering 20 hours a week, which is about 1,000 hours a year, which is crazy. I just added that up. But not all in one place. I split it up between church, where I am an usher, and we support various ministries there. And I also belong to the Knights of Columbus, and one of our biggest charities there that we help with is Special Olympics. Also work with various widows and seniors groups, so I enjoy doing that. Let me break. And then I also work 2 days a week at a Christian thrift shop, where 96% of our profit goes back into the local community and helping needy families with food and financial aid. And then last but not least, as I started saying, the North Georgia GMRS, where I will be helping out as an alternate net controller, helping out at events such as Jeep Fest and Ham Fest, and present there. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'll end by saying, really the thought that drives me is, quite simply, the more that you give, the more you get. So I'll turn it over to net control.
Oh, that's very good stuff, Ed. And yeah, there's a lot of truth to that. Sometimes, when you're in a position and you're able to give a little bit in terms of your time and your talents, the reward oftentimes is far greater than the effort that you put into it. And that's something that Julie and I have learned. We volunteered a couple of times for the Tim Tebow Night to Shine. Do you know what that is?
Tim Tebow, is that the exercise person?
No, he's a football star.
Yes.
So the Night to Shine is basically it's prom night for special needs kids, kids that are autistic, kids that are handicapped in some way. A lot of the kids are mentally challenged, but not all of them. Some of them are Down's syndrome kids. This is a chance for these kids to get an opportunity to go out and party and celebrate in a way that maybe their normal lifestyle just doesn't afford them the opportunity. So you can equate it roughly to prom night. So the kids show up. Oftentimes we arrange limos for the kids, and even if it's not a legit limo, it might be that the neighbors are chauffeuring the kids in a nice car. So it feels like a limo to them.
Oh, that's nice.
That's awesome.
So we have volunteers that are there to open the doors to the cars, guide the kids out of the car onto the red carpet, make it a red carpet entrance into the hall, and inside there's music, there's activities, there's fun stuff for these kids to do. There's photographs. They get to walk in front of a backdrop like the stars do when they're at their big gala events, and they have their photos taken like they're a big deal. The kids are always all dressed up to the nines, and so Julie and I have done the valet parking for that, so that when they show up with the car, we'll take the car and the keys, park it, and bring the keys back with the tag and all that stuff and then run back out to the parking lot to get the car. So that's always been a lot of fun. It's a great way to serve, and that's just it's so cool watching these kids, especially when it's time to go get the car, and watch them come out, because they hold them inside until the car is ready. Right. So the car pulls up, and then they come out. They're on the red carpet again, and they've had a great time, and the smiles are huge, and people are taking a million pictures, just like they're paparazzi, and these kids are. It's such a big deal. So, volunteering, when you can volunteer and serve somebody in that way, is so rewarding. And I'll tell you that's awesome. Another cool way to volunteer. Let me break. We have some good friends that run a pet rescue, and one of the big things that they look for in their rescue is somebody to come by and walk the dogs. If you can come by once, or if you can come by once a week, or if you can come by once a month, or just once, and take a dog or two on a leash and take them out for a 15 or a 20-minute walk, the dogs absolutely love getting out and being on a leash and seeing the neighborhood. And it's such, the dogs come out of their shell when they get regular walks. And then when you have somebody who's going to come to visit the dog and maybe adopt the dog, they see a completely different dog than they would see if the dog were just in a crate all day long, or in a kennel all day long, or even in a run with the other dogs. If the dog gets a chance to go out and do something with somewhat normal that other dogs get to do routinely, it changes their attitudes, and it makes that dog a lot happier. And happier dogs are more adoptable dogs, and so they really campaign on that. Is that come and just walk the dog, just come and give us 20 or 30 minutes and walk a dog, walk two dogs. They don't want you to take 6 dogs out because they want some interaction with the dogs. But if you can go out and walk the dog for them, that makes that dog far more likely to get adopted. And they got far too many dogs for them to walk them all themselves. So it really does require volunteers. And that's something you can do. If it's not a pet rescue, you can still go down to your local shelter and say, hey, I want to just spend some time with the dogs. Can I walk the dog? Can I play with the dog? Can I take the dog, out into the back and do a run? Just socialize with those dogs. And if you can do that, you can enhance the likelihood that dog will get adopted. So important stuff, and it's simple to do. And who doesn't love spending time with dogs? So I mean, the great thing about dogs is no matter what you say to them, they won't repeat it. And they whether they like you or not, they'll still lick you. So I mean, there's just a million great things about spending time with a dog, and that's a great way to give back to the community.
Yeah, and then if you're walking a dog, you get a little exercise yourself as well. It's a win-win. The person who's doing that.
Yeah, it's the unintended benefit of volunteering. So good stuff. That's Dallas. Dallas 6'4", Josh, back home in Dallas, was working in Peachtree City. Josh, what have you got for volunteers tonight? You think you're going to help us out at where are we going?
The Chatham Fest,
the Chatham
GMRS Fest.
Yeah. Well, and we can also volunteer at Jeep Fest. That's not off the table, even though Vanguard's not going to be there. There's nothing that stops the North Georgia GMRS membership from going there and helping out. So, like I say, if that's something that interests you, let me know, and I'll put you in contact with the folks at the Jeep Fest. We'll make that happen. Lots of people reported working at the Jeep Fest and having a great time. So, some people reported getting ate up by bugs.
Yes.
But Todd's a complainer. That's not true. I just made that up. But in any case, Josh, what have you got for us?
Good evening, guys. I would like to say I would plan on going to the Chattanooga Hamfest and volunteering, helping out. I did enjoy the Jeep Fest last year, being able to see everybody there and help out with the comms. That was definitely fun. So yeah, I'll just see what I can do to help out. As it gets closer, we'll figure that out. But I would like to throw one more thing out. Let me break. Thoughts and prayers still going out to the Lummis family, Rabbit Hole gang. Their neighbors over here. Belinda was a shining star every time going out to the luncheon. She was a great person to be around. Awesome stories to tell, very funny. So thoughts and prayers with them. Love you guys. But that's about all I have. Back to you, Net Control.
Yeah, very good stuff. Yes, and definitely, and you know, that's something, as many of you as are able, I hope you'll make some time and show up at the funeral home on Saturday and just show some love and support to David and Lisa. It'll be an opportunity to celebrate Belinda's life and to just show some love and support for the Loomis family. So I plan to be there, and I know that many of us are intending to go. So if you're able to, I'd sure love to see you there. I know David and Lisa would love to see you there as well. So yeah, I'll see you there Saturday, Josh, and hopefully many others as well. Well, very good stuff. Next on our list is the party crasher himself, Atlanta 250, Dana from high atop Mount Olympus, with the radio that can touch any repeater anywhere. Dana, go ahead.
Well, I don't know about a radio that can reach anything anywhere. You know, it's just a standard 8180, same as you guys are using down there. Anyway, good evening, Justin, Mike, and Rogers. Good gang there. And all of my volunteering, and it's not much, but when I do volunteer, it's for the network. Let me break. My apologies for the raspy voice. It's just this has come on very quick. But yeah, you know, between none of us here at the network are paid, so anything that you dive in to help to do is volunteering, and there's always something to be done, whether it's lawn cutting at a repeater site or maybe just entertaining, hosting a net. Let me break. So. Like I said, 100% of my volunteering goes back to the North Georgia GMRS Network. And that's about all I have to say. Back to you, Net Control.
Well, good stuff, Dana. And, I think that probably the unsung hero here is people have no idea how much Dana has done to lighten my load. And some of the tasks that he's taken off of me or taken for me, he's been key in making the ESN net happen, and Dana has compiled virtually all of the resources for the ESN net, and he's been a real leader in putting that together. Not
to mention getting the Friday night at 9 challenge net going. Whenever that was,
yeah, and
he spearheaded that,
and that is a huge success in and of itself. And one of the things I really like about the Friday night at 9 is the opportunity that we have to learn more about signal propagation, because you can hit the repeater sometimes with an HT, and that's kind of cheating. The repeater's doing all the heavy lifting, so your radio is important, but it's not as important. But when you're trying to work simplex, now you're on equal ground with a pair of radios. Mm-hmm. And so the performance of both of those radios becomes very important. And so you get into things where you learn about, the sensitivity of your radio and places where it can hear and places where it can't. And also the power out on your radio. It matters. And when you're operating in low power, and one of the experiments we often do is see how low a power we can use and still be able to convey a readable signal. When you're operating in low power, you amp up the challenge factor a lot. So, but low power is these are important things to know about how our radios operate. We may be in a situation where we have to conserve our power. So, knowing that you can run at 3 watts as opposed to 15 can be very valuable, because if you can run at 3 watts, you can run a heck of a lot longer before you need to recharge batteries.
The other thing in this part of the country too is how the leaves on the trees affect propagation, and so testing your simplex reach, and you may even notice this with repeaters, your ability to reach repeaters. I know I do up in Blue Ridge because I can't reach much of anything. But you might have a certain, call it coverage area or simplex footprint in this time of year. Leaves are all on the trees, getting a lot of rain. There's a lot of moisture in the trees, and that might be completely different come January when there's not a leaf to be found. That's part of the reason for the testing.
Let me break. This is a guy that can't get a signal out of Blue Ridge, but can use his Anytone in Japan and make it all the way on the network.
Hey, I was high. I was on the 19th floor. Good line of sight.
Yeah.
We're changing that soon, though. In the coming weeks, we're going to fix Blue Ridge.
Well, we're going to put some concrete in the ground pretty soon, aren't we?
Yep. 2 weeks from this Saturday.
That's exciting stuff.
And then a month after that, we'll...
Looking forward to that. And that's a project that's going to require what?
Volunteers. That whole project is made by volunteers. I can't do it myself.
So, Mike is putting up the money for the material, and that's not cheap. But
that's only half the battle.
But all the labor, paying for the labor. If you had to pay somebody to do the concrete work, if you had to pay somebody, to do all the prep work that's been done,
you double the cost.
You could run out of money real fast.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
And the labor could really, really add up. So if that's something you have experience with and are able to lend a hand, send me an email. What's the email address?
Justin@NGGMRS.org.
I'm pretty sure that's it. Send me an email, and we'll see if we can get you plugged in, because there's a lot of work to be done on that project. And when we finish that project, we have another one just like it, only different.
Yep. We do.
On the other side of the world. So we
Wait, we're going back to Japan?
The GMRS world.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
That's all the world. Jeez, it sounds like you're ready to move me to Omaha or something.
No, not me. No, we've been very fortunate, and I feel very blessed for, speaking of volunteering, the number of people that have shown up to help with that project so far. And there's more that are going to show up on future. This is a month-long project, and there are folks that can make it some weekends and can't others. And I'm just so grateful, and I think that's just another testimony, as have others have shared, to the great folks that we have in this network and this group of people. Because I certainly couldn't do it myself, not even a little.
So as the saying goes, many hands makes light work.
Yep.
Or something like that, I think.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's right.
Well, and that's what we need is light work, because I'm too fat and old to do hard work.
Well, we've all got day jobs too, so
and
there's
that
that.
is a thing. So very good. All right. Well, let's continue on our roll here. We've got next. Dana, did we leave anything out? Is there anything else that you needed a rebuttal for?
No, I don't think so. I think me and my voice here has covered just about everything. But great job, you guys. You always do a great job. And, what you guys are doing there, all volunteers. So, that should be noted. It's big stuff.
Well, Dana, one of the things I always ask the guys at the end of the night, when folks are checking out of the net and conversations following the net are happening, we often have a little bit of a debriefing about what went well and what went wrong and what we should have learned from the night. And I always ask the guys, did you have a good time? Did you have fun doing this? And resoundingly, the response is yeah. So it all boils down to that we're all a particular kind of nerd that just enjoys this kind of production work. And the stories that we tell and the fellowship that we have with the audience, with the membership is phenomenal, and that's what drives us. And so that is the reward. We just enjoy what we do, and we have a reason to do it with a group of people that seem to enjoy what we're doing, and we want to keep that up. We've made a lot of changes along the way as to how we do things. And, one of the changes I was most resistant to was, we used to read through the check-in list several times through the course of the net.
Mm-hmm.
And people were in and out. We would read them a second time through the course of the net anyway. We've stopped doing that, and it saves a tremendous amount of time. I didn't want to do that, but I think that was the right move.
Oh, I do too.
So, we're always looking at what can we do that's just a little bit better. And in that box over there beside Mike, there's a number of parts that are based on conversations we've had recently about making improvements to the workflow.
I saw you found another monitor.
Yeah. So that's the little 10-inch monitor we talked about.
That's going to be perfect.
And
yep.
Yeah, so that'll go right behind that camera, and that should help the workflow at this station that Mike is usually at. So Rogers is having to deal with not having the best video feeds tonight. But
Everything is working out as it should.
yeah, I mean, no one can really tell how poorly we're doing. Mostly because of the guy in this chair.
But we're doing great, though.
Roger is the unsung hero for sure.
He makes it look easy.
That's right.
Yeah. So next on our list is Noonan 120 Carmine in Fayetteville. Carmine, do you have any volunteer activities that you engage in? Carmine may have been in and out.
I'm struggling to remember if he said one way or the other. He might not have given an in and out, and I might have just left him in for that reason.
That sounds good. We're going to go ahead and show Carmine is in and out, and move next to Atlanta 26 Flip in the beautiful Druid Hills on the Buckhead repeater.
Well, hey guys, I think I do actually volunteer through the Atlanta Track Club, but with the gentleman that runs the Atlanta chapter of Amateur Radio Emergency Services, ARES. I think it's all, like you said, it's sort of all about marrying our interests with opportunities to help others, and so I do use a little bit of radio in my volunteering work through the, when I track the back of the pack on the Publix Marathon, and volunteer at water stations along the way and things like that. So I enjoy doing that. Yeah, it's kind of fun. I do look for other opportunities to volunteer, but it always seems to be something that I can either do, with my family as a volunteer effort to kind of be together, but also, or to do something that interests me, because I think that's what helps keep you motivated to help others,
Well, and that's one of the things we love about GMRS Radio, is because it does give us an opportunity to engage at a family level that amateur radio sometimes struggles with. So with GMRS Radio, it's pretty easy to hand a family member an HT and get engaged and do stuff in the world of radio. At the same time, we got lots of family members that are hanging out with us, but they're not interested in the PTT. They're not interested in the Rogers and the overs and the unders and the maybes, and I don't know what all I don't even know what all the lingo is. But in any case, the Peachtree Road Race and the 10Ks and the things like that you volunteer for, I think that's great to be able to witness how radio can contribute to public events, and it's more than just the races too, right? So we can engage in radio. Bobby's often engaging in two-way radio activities around the parade in his community. So the Christmas parade, they're using radio to communicate for needs for parking and for any emergency services. If they see anybody in distress, they can get help to them. And these are things that we should be really good at as radio operators. We just need to get out there and volunteer more. And Flip, you'll have plenty of opportunity to come up to Chattanooga, up to Ringgold with us, and help out at the Ham Fest, and also in Lawrenceville if you're available for any of those dates. So lots of opportunity, and we'll need to have an operator in Vanguard throughout the day. So if Vanguard is something that you'd love to be able to spend some time in, we'll need somebody, maybe a couple of somebodies that can sit in Vanguard and communicate with folks that are on their way to the Ham Fest and things like that, and just be a radio operator for the duration of those events. We'll need somebody basically for all day Friday and Saturday. So I don't expect anyone to sit here all day. I mean, if you can come and help out for an hour or two, then get out of the chair and go walk around the Ham Fest and look at some of the things. Maybe attend Ed's forum on Meshtastic and learn some more about that. And then somebody else can come and relieve you because they were going to listen to the Rabbit Hole guys, right? So we can rotate around. If we only have a few volunteers and somebody's stuck here the whole time, but if we have plenty of volunteers, maybe everybody just serves for an hour, and then they have time to go check out the Ham Fest and go check out the vendors. So, because the vendors should be vendoring. Good stuff.
All the time.
All the time. Yeah. They're not volunteering. They're there to make $1 or two. So we gotta support that. That's the whole reason. But very good stuff. Anything else, Flip, before we move on?
No, sir. Have a good evening, and thanks for doing what you're doing. It's been great.
All right, great to have you along. Next on my list, we have Atlanta 255, Jennifer in Dawsonville. Jennifer, do you have any volunteer suggestions for members of the net?
I don't know about phrasing it that way. Volunteer suggestions. Just look around, and if you see somebody who needs a hand up, reach out. That's pretty much it as far as suggestions go. There you go.
Well, that's true. I mean, there's opportunities everywhere you look. There's things that need to be done, and if we're just going to wait for somebody to take care of it, then maybe that's not going to happen. So it could be as simple as carrying the weed eater down and taking care of the weeds around the sign, because whoever mowed it never does. I've done that plenty of times. Same corner where the trash gets collected, but that's. I mean, you're down there to make it look nice. You may as well make that effort too. But there's always things that need to be done, and sometimes rather than waiting for somebody to do it, we just make it happen. We can just make that change and make that improvement to our own little world. And you're right, the opportunity is there. Jennifer, are you ready to talk about what's next?
Absolutely. Are you referring to the Chattanooga Ham Fest?
No, I was referring to the net that you have been kind of hinting at. Maybe you're not ready for that, and that's okay. But if you are, take the floor.
Well, I mean, there's others involved there, so I mean, I don't want to speak, for everybody who's involved. But I mean, I think like this group would really like a new net, that has to do with maybe building things, and I don't know. Well, what do you think, Net Control?
Tinkering with tubs.
I think that was Dana. Dana, go ahead and repeat that.
I was talking to her about doing a net like that, and I said, "Oh man, the name of it, Tinkering with Tubs."
That's clever.
That is funny. Yeah, tinkering with tubs. I like it. That's got a ring to it. You know, that could be. We'll pencil that one in, and we'll see what we end up with. But so there are likely going to be some changes to our net lineup here coming up, and just be ready for that. I think there's some great ideas that are floating around. It's really super preliminary, so we don't have really anything finalized in terms of what it's going to be called, but I do like tinkering with tubs, or what the schedule is going to be. But look for some changes in our net lineup coming up, and I think this is a positive thing. This is a good move forward, and I think that the membership will get a lot more mileage out of what's coming than what we've had. So I think this is all positive, and I'm excited about the opportunity. So we'll give you a chance to meet with your folks and put more plan into the plan. But Jen was texting with me the other night, and the more she told me about her ideas, the cooler I thought it was. So very good stuff. Looking forward to an opportunity to see what this looks like when she has a final plan in place. But along that line, I just want folks to understand that the ladies' roundtable is going to make a little change in operation. So we're going to hold that time slot available for now. And if the ladies wish to come on the air and engage in a roundtable, we're going to make that airtime available, but it will not be hosted. So just, if Pamela or any other ladies want to come on and just engage in a roundtable, welcome to do it. And once we come up with a final plan for net scheduling, it may impose on that time. I don't know yet what that's going to look like, but we'll see what we can do. And if the ladies' roundtable is something that draws its own traction and becomes something that has high attendance and regular activity, we'll plan around it. So it's up to the audience to make or break what's going to come from the ladies' roundtable. So. Thanks, Jennifer. Appreciate all of that, and I'll let you off the hook for the rest. But excited about that, and excited about your forum at the Chattanooga Ham Fest. I'll give you a chance if you want to talk about that.
Absolutely, and I have absolutely no intention of impeding the ladies' net. I want it to go forward, and I want it to gain its own traction, and somebody pick up that ball and run with it. Absolutely. I would absolutely love to hear that. As far as the Chattanooga Ham Fest, let me break for just a second. As you said earlier, I mentioned building a dipole. I think everybody should build an antenna just so you know how it works. And a simple dipole is probably the easiest one to get started with. So I have already got the supplies, and I have a little project kit that I will put together for everybody and explain exactly what I'm doing and how I'm doing it and how you can do it too.
Well, that's great stuff, and I think that. I think that there's a lot of opportunity to expand on how we present that too. So that might involve some video, it might involve some photographs, but we can take a look at our media options for displaying some of these projects as well. And I think that may be a very cool way for us to expand that. So that's something we can talk about in addition to what your plans are and what your vision is. And maybe that doesn't fit, but we'll figure it out. It'll all be good.
No, you guys are the absolute masters at presentation and the live feed and all of that. So no, I'm all ears as far as that goes. I have the project in mind. I know how to do it, and I know how to tell you how to do it. But no, I'm all ears as far as how to get that message out there. So no, teach me.
Fantastic. All right. Well, we'll let you get back to the planning and scheming and organize whatever meetings that you need to, and then we'll definitely be looking forward to what interesting things are to come. That brings us to the end of our roster. So let me go ahead and acknowledge the YouTube check-ins that we picked up along the way. I have Atlanta 284 Larry in Griffin is a YouTube check-in. We have a guest check-in from WSJF 982 Joe is listening on the Jersey Machine and on YouTube. McDonough 45 Kai is hanging out with us tonight. It was great to meet your wife a little while ago, Kai. And I would have to scroll up to find the name. I'm just going to go with Kai's wife for now. So thanks, Kai's wife and Kai, for hanging out with us tonight. We have Rome 11 Mark in Adairsville on YouTube. Atlanta 379 Scott in Sandy Creek, New York on YouTube. We have a guest check-in from WSGM 321 in Dallas, Georgia. I love that call sign. This is Atlanta 164 Dan in Marietta as a YouTube check-in. Chattanooga 84 Jim in Hickson is mobile and monitoring. And we have WRXU 242 John in Philly is a guest check-in. Those are the check-ins we have this time. Mike, is there any conversations from the YouTube chat that we should bring attention to?
There hasn't been a whole ton tonight. It's been a little bit quieter, mostly just check-ins tonight. Nothing major to talk about.
It's probably not reasonable for me to expect our YouTube check-ins from Philly and from Kansas and in upstate New York to come volunteer at the Chattanooga Ham Fest.
But we can at least invite them.
You absolutely invited, and if you guys can make the trek, we would love to visit with you and put a face with the name, something that we very much enjoy. There are a lot of gatherings that we have throughout the region, and if you were there for the announcements, you heard about some of them, and that's one of the things that we love about this network is that we have a desire within this group of people to congregate, to get together and fellowship. And for those of you that are not in the immediate area, we'd love to have you along as well. So if you find yourself in the Georgia area and you're aware of one of the gatherings that we're having, you're invited. And we'd love to have you.
Absolutely.
Love to have you join in on any of those events. And and of course the Ham Fest, that's where the leadership team will always be, and it'll be a chance for you to meet the cast and crew of the things that make things happen. So I don't know necessarily that everyone on this cast will be at the Ham Fest. I think you'll probably be there, won't you?
I'm planning on it.
Rogers loves to go to stuff like that. I
I
don't know
plan
what's
to
the
be
matter
there.
with him. You're going to be there?
I plan to be there.
All right. So
I can't miss the Boneyard.
We'll see whether Julie shows up or not. That's always a maybe.
Side salad won't come.
Yeah.
But maybe her and Julie can figure something out and go together. And then maybe we get them both there.
I think that would be, last year after the Ham Fest on Sunday, we spent the day in Chattanooga.
Okay.
We went on a riverboat and we did some stuff. Julie got to spend some time at a petting zoo. It was fantastic. So that's something
Nice.
that we can plan on if we're going to do family stuff. We could do family stuff on Sunday. So,
I may even bring my son. Who knows?
And if you can come all the way down from upstate New York, then you can come hang out with us on Sunday too.
Good stuff.
All right. I got to find the page that puts us at the end of our program. Mike, do you know what to say at the end?
I should have it memorized by now.
Yeah, so should I.
This concludes. It starts like that.
It does.
I've got it right here. Can you read it from over there?
Go ahead.
This concludes the North Georgia GMRS Regional Net. We had a total of...
Looks like 70.
70 minus 1. One was a duplicate. So
Okay.
we're going to say 69 chickens, including myself. Net control...
That was a great year.
It was. Net control will now be returning the repeaters to normal use. Everyone who signed in should sign out. If you're joining on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment, as that helps show YouTube engagement and help the channel grow. Tune in next week on any North Georgia GMRS linked repeater or on the YouTube live stream when we talk about?
We're going to talk about Part 90 and Part 95 radios. So another in our tech series. It'll be episode 9 of our tech series.
That'll be good. That'll be a good one.
Yeah. For those of you that have questions about Part 90 radios and GMRS, that would be a great episode to tune into. And hopefully we can answer your questions. And yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun.
We enjoyed that one. If you're looking for something a little bit more of a step up from a consumer grade radio, that's what we're gonna hit next week, right?
Yeah.
Thank you for allowing us to serve as your net control this evening. Good night, everyone. This is WRWM 344 Blue Ridge 63. My name is Mike.
And this is WQIR 514 Atlanta 946. My name is Justin.
And this is WSAL 368 Atlanta 263. My name is Rogers.
We are North Georgia GMRS Network.
And we are clear.
Good night, folks.
You